You do. Well, hello again, Twitch. Sorry for that little pregnant pause, as they call it. We were just getting our YouTube crowd back into it. If you want to catch this stream, if you're one of those that watch it on YouTube, and you're available between, well, we normally kick off somewhere in the ballpark of 1100 Central Daylight Time, U.S., equates right now to 1600 Zulu, universal time, whatever you want to call it. But so it's 1600. We're going live. Now, we try 2 flights. Some days we can only get 1 in. Today, not being one of those, we are getting our 2nd flight going here. Hang on a second. Just noticed something. There we go. So we are in Porto, Portugal, going to Frankfurt, Germany. Now, this is part of a series, and I'm trying to figure out what happened to the playlist. We've been kind of following the TV show here called The Amazing Race. This season, and basically, if you're not familiar with the show, you ought to be. But it's basically several teams. They race around the world via their route. Each destination they come to, there's several challenges that they'll be presented with to accomplish. And then one of the teams will go bye-bye and the rest of the teams go bye-bye to the next destination. That's what we've been doing, tracking the amazing race for this past season. Started in LA, flew to Hong Kong. We didn't do that leg. However, we did do Hong Kong to Osaka, Osaka to Bali, Bali to Dubai, Dubai to Sofia, Bulgaria, which was a new place for them. Then they went to Naples, Italy, and then up to Strasbourg, France. I think I'm saying it right. However, they went into Frankfurt and took trains down there. We just flew direct. And then they flew from Strasbourg to where we are right now, Porto, Portugal. From here, the final leg began with a flight to Miami. However, just like Naples, it would go through Frankfurt. So we're going to Frankfurt, just like they would have, not necessarily the same way they might have. I'm not privy to that information. I don't think I want to be. But anyway, it'd be cool. But I'm not certain I'd really like that. But hey. And from Frankfurt, they went to Miami. So that's the leg we're into now. They're headed for the finish line in Frankfurt or Miami. 3 teams they've whittled it down to 3 teams, and they race for the $1 million in Miami. It's a pretty good show. It really is. But that's what these have been. We're about to wrap that series up with the leg to Frankfurt, and then we're going to use Pan Am to get us to Miami. All right. So I hope y'all enjoy. It's a fun. I'm not daring enough to run a clip or a trailer of these because I'm sure they'll go, that's copyrighted material. So that's why I don't. All right, in front of us is the Toliss A320NEO. Great, great aircraft. Toliss has announced sometime by hopefully the end of the year, we're going to have a CO, the conventional engine options. That airlines like Allegiant, American, I don't know European airlines fleet-wise well enough to help you all out. But that's what we're getting ready to fly, the new engine options. The so-called more fuel efficient, even though they look bigger. It's kind of like saying a Hemi's better than a two-bank. I mean, come on. But hey, I'm not an aeronautical engineer. I don't build engines. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to be flying the A320NEO. And it is the Pratt & Whitney Neos. I know the GEs are called Leaps. I have no idea what they call the Pratts. All right, let's get to work here. Get this plane in the air so you all can enjoy the flight. All right, first thing we did when we came in, turned off the fuel pumps, ground control on, the captain purser switch pushed up to both. You heard the fire checks and the CVR check, which is the cockpit voice recorder. And we got our basic lights set up. Nav lights, logo lights to 2, strobe lights to auto. Okay, first off, the first myth, I'm going to call it, that a lot of people think with the nav and logo switch. 1, 2. It is not one position, just one light, the other position, another light. It is both nav, both logo on each one. There are actually 2 sets of lights. So you have on each wingtip. So when you do your light check, as you're supposed to do, if one of those bulbs is out, which, by the way, requires a mechanic to fix on the ground. You can't fly without that light. What Airbus did is said, hey, you up in the cockpit, flip it to 2. Hey, the light's on, we're good to go. See what I'm saying? Saves the chance of having to wait. At the airport I worked at, it could have been as much as an hour wait just to get the mechanic there. Now, there's one there, but I don't know how that works in that situation. Again, I don't think I want to know. Anyway, it's just something to help out. All right, that's one myth. 2, what happens over on the strobes? Auto. It's actually a good position. It's a good idea. Basically, here in the US, we usually turn the strobes on when cleared for takeoff. We basically light up the aircraft, if you will, making it more visible. Good, bad if you're in a position and hold clearance to start with and you're sitting there and an airplane happens to be coming in they forgot about. Hey, that never happens. You're not lit up. So, but you wouldn't be with the strobes anyway if you're in this auto position, because when you leave the ground or touch the ground, that's when the strobes turn on when you leave the ground, turn off when you land. So when you come off the taxiway and you forget to turn it off, I never do that. Yeah, let me push my nose back in, Pinocchio. So that's something to consider. Now, we're in flight sim. Nothing bad happens here. If it does, we just restart the sim and go again. In the real world, bad things have occurred, do occur on rare occasion, thank goodness. Not like they were when I was a kid. Oh, that's why people were scared to fly. There were a lot more crashes back then. A lot more in just a year than there are now. So we've had a pretty bad year, but oh man, when I was a kid, holy mackerel, the news just about every month something bad happened. So be thankful the lessons learned from those tragedies are working. So, all right, so let's continue on. We've got our, where am I at? I lost myself. Air conditioning, we'll get all of that going here in a minute. Okay, let's load the plane real quick. Now you've got a couple of ways you can use the right there on the comms, or you can use it right over here, or pull it down off by clicking ISCS or from plugins. So a whole bunch of ways to load it. Once you do, you come over, click reset current, and then check your numbers. Let's do our number check real quick here. Pull Sim Toolkit in. And I am a little behind schedule. Hang on. All right, so we're down here in Porto with rain maybe moving in. I don't know the way the winds and all work there. But yeah, we're down here in Porto. Frankfurt's up there, getting a little busy. Most of the action will be north of Frankfurt today, up in the Denmark area, holding country, USA. Whoa, a lot of traffic in and out of there in Copenhagen. Today's loadout, not much, 135 people, 6,000 pounds of cargo. One thing to note, in SimBrief, a lot of times those passenger weight numbers include the standard weight for luggage. So we have 29,700 pounds in payload. Zero fuel weight matches, I believe, and I will double check here in a minute. 127,451 pounds. Block fuel, we've got it set at 9,300 pounds more than showing. So pull up your ramp weight, takeoff weights, they'll be increased. There's the route from here to there. I'm not going through it. If you want to see it here on Twitch, there it is. By the way, here's the METAR also in LPPR Porto. So it looks like we're going to be taking off towards the north, whatever runway that is. It appears to be 35. We'll be landing runway 7 right. Okay, cool. Initial altitude 38,000. TSU. I'm not sure where that'll be in the flight plan. We dropped to 34, 33 at VALEK, 23 at NIVNU. Unless we have ATC, probably won't be descending until top of descent. Just to let you know. All right. Weather, well, we kind of gave you a little hint what it is here in Porto. Northern, by the way, that is, for those unfamiliar with Portugal, Lisbon is the big dog. Porto, up here in the north, gets a lot of traffic too. Winds are 330 at 12. Got a few clouds to deal with at 600, and I guess clear sailing. It's 68 degrees. Over in Frankfurt, oh, we actually have an ATC too. So you all can be reading that. It'll be information. Hotel transition level is what I worry about. Where are you? 6,000. Where's my notepad? Just writing that down. Because there's a chance they could go offline by the time we get there. So it's 150 at 4. Ooh. Pretty hefty crosswind. They don't usually land on the 1/8s, on the 1/8 normally. Clear visibility, okay, and there it's 77 degrees. Good flying weather, except if you're going down to Barcelona, or I don't know who else is in this area, but yeah, little bit of stormy action there. All right, so let's put this away. And now let's verify. Okay, SimBrief tells us 135 passengers. We got that. Fuel on board, I told you, will go to 19. Zero fuel weight doesn't account for that. So 127,451, right on the numbers, which is odd for Toliss. So I did something right here, or I used the right version. Okay, so with that done, I'm going to go ahead and fire up the APU. And then I will definitely make sure they are bringing those people down to us. Again, hope you all have had a great weekend. Hope you're ready for the week. Those of you joining us from Europe, hope your day has gone well this Monday. Monday. You know, why do we have to have a song that repeats just how sad Mondays are? Oh, all right, flaps open. Firing it up. We'll push on. Down below, spoilers are down, flaps are up. Verify on the ECOMs. Okay, flaps are showing good. Cockpit doors open, parking brake set, master switches for both engines off, mode selector normal, and we've got the upper part of the radar turned to auto, and we're in exponder for TCAS. All right, let's see how we're doing. Oh, we are available. All right, pitot heats off, probe and window heats are off, APU bleed on. Knock them down a notch. Actually, wait a minute, what was the temp? $20. Okay. Actually, I'm going to keep them in auto. All right, we're ready to go. So they can start their boarding. Okay, nav on bat. Nav 2. or IR2, sorry, and IR3. And while we're getting those fired up, I'm going to get on VATSIM here. Yep, you heard it. I get a little nervous. Inbound to Frankfurt, not too much. Outbound, I struggle with them like everybody because, whoops. Traffic is just so heavy and intense to try to get in and get a clearance. I don't get why they don't use PDC there. That one blows my mind away. All right, one more check here with Sim Toolkit. I'm going to show you a little trick here. Hang on. You could do this with Elevatech. You could even do this technically with NavGraph. We're going to zoom in on Porto. And what I recommend to a lot of people, zoom in, make sure your spot's clear, then connect. Reason being, if you need to move, you're going to have to put everything in a second time. Because it's never cool to come in on somebody who's already been there. We are DLH 1179. DLH 1179. Now for the A320NEO, it's A20N. And like I said, you can do this on NavGraph charts, as well as Elevatech, Volanta, NavGraph charts. I think I've mentioned 2 or 3 times now. So again, it's just a nice safety net. You really should be conscious of that. It is kind of irritating. And I will tell you, if it's me that you come in on, I ain't moving. So get over it. So I hate to break that one to you. All right. So we got the APU on. We're aligning. Let's come down here. Okay, that's good. Next pay. Wait. Init. Request. Now, if you read the manual, it will really help you here, because it will help you in how to eliminate improper aircraft and this and that for this to all work the way you want it to. Okay. You can also hook it up so that Hoppy and that ACAR system works. It has, I forget which one I got to work on, but I got to get one of them fixed. All right, now once you get to this point, make sure there's no coordinates, then click in it. If there are, fix the coordinates first. And all we're doing here is going into the airport. I'll bring it up here, hang on. It's the easiest way to show what I'm talking. Here's the charts program, here's where we are. Now go to taxi, parking stands and coordinates. We are oh sorry, a song just came in mind. I think we're Sierra 31. Hang on, we can verify. We have the technology. See how you can zoom in here too to see who's there. Sierra 31. All right, so let's go back to the charts. All right, so we're in Sierra 31. So it should read coordinate-wise north 4114.1. 4114.1. Okay. Now, on the longitudinal side, it should be 8 degrees west, 40.3. Again, okay, so 4114.1. Okay, good. 840.3 west. Good. Align. There. Now, when it gets counted down to 0 here in your IRS in align, which you can't see, hang on, it will align to those coordinates. Now, winds. Okay, and return. Now, I go to the next page here. Now, let me explain why. One, it's just easier to do it from this page, but we're looking to verify our numbers. 127.5. Yeah, since we're changing to 0 fuel weight as well, let's put 127. I missed the 2.4 diagonal 29.4 for the 0 fuel weight CG. Click it in here. We're running with 19,000 pounds of fuel. 19. Click. Numbers adjusted slightly. Takeoff weight 146 and landing at 135.8. Okay. Now we start into the flight plan. Okay, so we go to F plan. Now, let's bring charts in real quick. Okay, so 35 is our departure runway. BELD 9 Echo BELDU is our departure. Okay, so we'll go to departure, select runway, and BELD 9 Echo. Actually, that's probably correct because usually each transition is the name. All right, and we'll verify. I really can't stress enough verifying. If for anything, just to make sure nothing weird. Okay, BELDU, ADORO, Zimmer, NIA, DGO. All right, everything looks good. NIA, DGO, CGAM, BGAS. Not sure why he did that. Okay. You're making it go longer. All right. What am I doing here? There we go. Where were we? B-gas. SSN will be next. Our alignment is complete. LUSEM, LULUT, ABDA, K. DIBES.
I'm surprised you don't use Sky Victor.
Why?
I know all those other people do.
Well, I'm not all those other people.
Yeah, I know.
I'm my own pilot.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna, whoa. Oh, I wonder.
Is that pretty accurate, the VATSIM radar?
Oh, that radar is, yeah. I'll be using it here on this flight, yeah. I'm just finishing up here.
No, I meant night graph. Is it pretty spot on?
This, what I've got up on the screen?
Yeah. With,
yeah, it's really
VATSIM.
good. It's really good. It really, for me, it helps two ways. One, shows me my route and my fixes that are on it. Two, as you can tell, it's showing what my approaches or departures will look like. And three, if you turn on the ATC, it shows the ATC. Will there be some missing? Yeah, there could be. I can also turn the weather on if there is any.
I need to get my butt on VATSIM.
Yeah, you do. And you need to get back into flying streaming. All right, let's punch that back. Punch that back. There we go. Ground is up. We got an ATIS. Let's see what. Oh, he hasn't. RNIPs in use 3.5. Transition 5,000. Wind 320. Okay, Viz 10. Clear. Cool. All right. We're back at Frankfurt. Arrival. All right, so we'll kill that. Actually, I think I'm going to get back over to Frankfurt. What am I doing? It'll do it automatic. Okay, so we're doing the IMCO to Charlie arrival, which is weird that we're going to go to the right runway.
Can you tell a difference in scenery?
What do you mean? My scenery hasn't changed.
No, I meant like with these pictures that I sent you.
Oh, I didn't know you sent me any. Is the top one the old, the bottom one the new, or are they both the new?
No, they're both the new.
I mean, at 30-something thousand feet, it's always hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm at 36,000 feet.
So
right now.
when you get down low is when you'll be able to tell. And that's the only time the other SIMs are of any value, because unless you're flying low all the time, you're in flyover, which means nothing's going to look like you expect down there. All right, I need IMCO. IMCO. To Charlie. Is there a transition on this sucker? IMCOM. Nope. All right. Via 654. And insert. Okay. Wow. So we come off the end of the runway. How high are we? I know 7 center will be the departing runway. At or above 13,000. Wow. Or at 13 at Rome. Wow. Yeah. Interesting approach coming up. Cool. I'll keep this discontinuity, folks, just in case they extend us on our downwind to get into Frankfurt. 535270 6, and there's the runway out to FKS, then on to Dusseldorf. All right. All right. I know it takes a little longer to go that extra mile, but it really does help out in the end. And we're going to come down here and click Add. Did it add? Okay, it does put all. Okay, everything's in it now. Okay. Cool. All right, so we are back where we need to be there. Clear. All right, ground is up. All right, where are we in this? Okay, so we got the flight plan in, RadNav. And perf. Now is the time to get our clearance. 121.40. Oh, I know why. I know why. And Porto ground. Lufthansa 1179, stand Sierra 31 with weather. Request clearance to Frankfurt as filed. Okay, Lufthansa 1179 has echo. 1016 QNH cleared via the BELDU or BELD 9 Echo departure BELDU, and initial climb of flight level 100. We'll put 3362 in the box. Lufthansa 1179. And Lufthansa 1179 will call when we're ready for push and start. All right, 33. I covered it up. 3362. Okay, we got that in. All right, let's get our performance in. Oops, forgot something. Got to bring this with us. All right, we're going to go to the takeoff page, 35. And I'm just gonna look at the information here. 320 at 12. Temperature currently lost at 19. And we're looking at 30. That's good. Dry runway, anti-ice won't be needed. And 11,000 feet, air conditioning on. I think I can go with that. All right, so we're going to flex 1, and we'll probably adjust our V1 a little. But yeah, everything looks good here. So upload. QNH is 1016. .320 at 12. Dry, flaps 1. And we're going to flex, so just request the data. Don't worry about putting anything in. Okay. Received. All right. Now, if we go max or toga, these are our numbers. Now click flex 74, 147, 147, 149. Insert. And I'm going to adjust slightly from black box 711. Good guy if you're into, watching. He's a real world pilot, and he has this nice sight for us at 1230 that gives us our thrust reduction and acceleration altitudes as well as engine. 1230. Now, mind you, it's not going to do much here other than in the backside, but it will affect when it goes into climb and all of that over on the autopilot. Engine out is 1800. Okay. All right. Like I said, I'm going to lower that by, say, 144. All right. We are set, ready to go. Now, one other. Okay, we're on, so we come off external power. Actually, I could do it another way. Okay, we are ready to go. We're not forgetting this time. All right, ACARS is up. It's not connected yet. There we go. All right, we are ready to go. It'll be a night flight. Oh, dang it, did it again. Porto ground, Lufthansa 1179-1179, stand Sierra 31, ready to push and start. Facing south, pushing and starting, Lufthansa 1179.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up. Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback. You may start the engines.
Okay, we'll go ahead, startup number 1. Oops. Famous last words in a cockpit. Oops. And in a control tower, depending on what movie.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right, let's start the clock and begin to...
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. And signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Yeah, thanks for the pushback. And for those new into the X-Plane world, that is free. It doesn't come with it. It's an add-on. There is a pushback in the sim, but it's not as intricate as this one can get in putting you right how the instructions tell you. Okay, there's the pin. Let's get this plane ready for takeoff. Flaps 1. All right, trim up 4. That's usual. Okay, skipping ahead a little bit. All right, slides, APU master should be off by now. Let's double check. Yep. And lapse time on, max on the brakes. Spoilers to arm. We're ready to taxi. Bear with me a second. I'll get to that announcement here in just a moment. Jorgen Jacobson, thank you for the follow. We sure appreciate you. All right, now when he tells me how to get where I'm going, I know where I'm going. And ground Lufthansa 1179, ready to taxi for 35. Sierra and Bravo to holding point Bravo for Lufthansa 1179. All right, so Sierra, Bravo, hold there. Got it. All right, lights on. Oh, another announcement just came in. Well, thank you so much, Jurgen Jacobson also subscribed using their Prime. Sure appreciate you. Thank you so much for the generosity. All right, so here we are out onto Sierra. So I had a feeling that's who it was. I appreciate you. Now, Lufthansa 1179 over to Unicom. Thanks for the great ATC and the support. Have a great day. Now, if we were in the US, obviously we would be switching to CTAF. They don't use that over here. We got to do one thing, though, before we're ready for takeoff. And that's hit everything that goes in front of us here. Gotta love AI traffic. Now, I'm going to hold it at the Cat 2 line just to be safe. Brake set. All right, cabin, let them know, hey, we're going to take off. And you know what? I don't use this command much. There we go. And let me see my chart here real quick. BELDU at or above 10,000. Okay. Because what I'm going to do is set us for our cruise altitude of 3.8. All right, here we go, folks. Make sure nobody's coming in on me. That's good enough. Seven-mile final, we'll give it to him. It's not gonna, but we can ease on up. Takeoff config. Go ahead, get our all right. I forget who he said he was on final. We'll give it to him. Oh, it's a little prop plane. Okay, we're ready to go, waiting on him. Porto traffic, Lufthansa 1179 lining up and waiting, 35. Not a problem. And Lufthansa 1179 sees the traffic clear, taking off 35. All on, here we go. Reset the timer. $80 knots. $120. V1. Rotate. Positive rate, gears up. And why not? Let auto fly it. Flaps coming up. And Porto traffic, Lufthansa 1179 through 2500 on the BELDU, oh, where'd it go? 9 Echo departure. See ya. All right, we are on our way. Okay, we're through transition. We are climbing out. Hope y'all enjoyed. A little longer on the ground than expected due to the waiting on that little diamond coming in. But, and I just realized you all couldn't hear VATSIM because I had it muted. All right, we are turning pretty much direct BELDU now. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed. We are headed for Frankfurt again. You know, we're going to get it right one of these times. We've, like I said, just about every week we've been into Frankfurt somehow. And this is no different. And probably next week or the week after, we'll be heading out. So again, we are on it's a neat show here in the States called The Amazing Race. I don't know if it's available abroad, but it is a really cool show. Basically, several teams race a course that they've set up, and it's a course that'll go around the world in about, I don't know, uh, 13, 14 episodes, maybe more. I don't remember the count. But anyway, and they don't necessarily every week hit a new spot. Sometimes they're 2 and 3 episodes or weeks. For us, for them, probably days, if not back to back to back, in a spot. So this year's, and I think this was 30, season 30, took them from Los Angeles, which they had some challenges to do in, then to Hong Kong, then to Osaka, then to Bali in Indonesia, up to Dubai, over to Sofia in Bulgaria, which was what they regarded as their first time in there. Naples was next in Italy. Then they went to Strasbourg. Now, they actually flew into Frankfurt and took the train to Strasbourg. We flew into Frankfurt and went direct to Strasbourg. Then they went over there to Porto. And then now we're on the last leg of this season's show, which is going to Miami. Again, they went via Frankfurt. So I like it. There's some great challenges they do both mentally and, of course, physically. But sometimes they throw the challenge is how to get there. Now, past seasons, several before COVID, they actually threw, I'm going to throw this one out at you, and I can't put the graphic up because I don't have the graphic ready, but they had to go where they were given a flag. a country's flag had to go to that country. Of course, you can all think, oh my gosh, yeah, there's a couple that are very, very similar. Now, I'm kind of curious what would have happened if they chose that other country. That would have been interesting to see how they resolved that. But they all ended up in the right place. So, yeah, challenges like that I kind of like because it challenges the mind. They always have a challenge at the end that does challenge them to make sure they know where they've been, what they've seen, and put that together somehow in some kind of a puzzle. And that is pretty cool to watch, especially when they introduced it and they weren't ready for it. The first season, if you ever get a chance to see that, also, I'm not even going to tell you the ending in case you do have access and go back and look at it. So, anyway, great show. If you can find it on Netflix or Hulu or Paramount or whatever. All right, which one controls this? Man, it took me the whole flight last time to figure it out. I knew it was one of these two, but I am striking out today. No, not that one. Oh, it is this one. There we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's what we're recreating. So we are beginning that last leg. Now, just to be forthcoming, transparent, whatever political term you want to use, we didn't necessarily fly from Osaka to Bali. They didn't. They had connecting flights. Well, we took 3 flights to get there, 3 or 4 to get to Dubai. So we took a little bit of liberty there. But this leg, we are going to fly to Frankfurt, then switch into a Clipper, not the C-40 like we flew earlier, for those of you that were with us on Twitch. No, we're going to be flying a 747 out of Frankfurt to Miami. Don't know yet what day, but and we will be using the LTN 92 navigation system. That makes me nervous, but we'll, endeavor to have a good time. All right, so that's what we're on. I hope you enjoy it. And let me put that up there right now. We are about an hour and 50 minutes out. Sorry about that, folks. Just doing some mental timings in my head. And I see some toolkit not being cooperative at the time. All right, let's see if that worked. Oh, that might have been what I did before too. There we go. All right, that'll give you the weather, where we're going, and the routing. We got a ways to go. We got just shy of 2 hours. And all right, so I hope you enjoyed. We've had a great stream. Going now for just under, a little over 4.5 hours. And hey, if you're on YouTube and you're available and want to see or be a part of the live portion of Flying with Mike, hey, we try to fly Mondays and Fridays. Start up at 1600 Zulu. Now, Zulu is a benchmark set for times off 0 latitude, which runs through England, France, Spain, on down 0, wait a minute, correction, 0 longitude. Sorry, got the wrong one. It was mainly used to help in standardizing timetables, missions with military aircraft. So they're all on the same, time. So when you depart on a commercial airliner out of Frankfurt, it's say 4 o'clock Zulu, which in that time frame would be close to midnight, 11 o'clock actually, day before, you would arrive, they would set it up off that time, so that way it's not complicated for the crews. For you, it's complicated. Believe me, ask my niece. She does not like time zones. Oh, but anyway, time zones, I know, can be rough. So we are scheduled to arrive, though, 2 hours, about roughly 2 hours. And it doesn't matter the time zone. It'll be roughly 2 hours. So enjoy the flight. I hope y'all have a great day. Again, Jorgen Jacobson, thank you for the subscription through Prime and the follow. We sure appreciate that all the time. And wow, what a great stream this has been today. Friday, I haven't even begun to think what I'm going to fly. So ideas, if you have any, put them in the chat here, and I hope I see them. Or, as I recommend to a lot of people, and I actually go back into Discord back in time, see if there's some place I've missed, or hey, why not revisit? So there's an invite to our Discord channel. Feel free. We've been out by a request to the Azores. By request, we've been down into Palma de Mallorca, plus what's the one off of Spain? that everyone loves to go. But anyway, those are all from requests. Europe's, you know, I also do watch other people's streams, not watch, but get alerts where they're going, and I go, huh, maybe I could go there somehow. Not their way, but somehow go that direction. So, and if you have an aircraft request, let me know. I may or may not be able to get my hands on it, but you'll find me normally in Airbuses, some Boeings. Do have an Islander now that could see more action. Plus the default, I have not done this in a long time, and I know right now Citation fever is still going over the Citation 10 release in the other SIM. We've always had it in X-Plane. I've actually flown it several times. It's actually a fun plane. If you have it and you got it, fly it. It is so much fun. We've also got a King Air 100. So, you know, and a Piper Arrow. So, I mean, it just a vast gambit we have. So, and I do have my ideas or eyes kind of looking at a couple of others. I just haven't narrowed in on it yet. Right now, we are winding down Europe. It is right. What I do is basically 6 hours off that and kind of gauge it. So right now we're at about 9-ish in Europe, many parts 10 or 11, and pushing further. Little further east might be less, but so I know Europe is going to begin to wind down, much like the U.S. does at around 9 o'clock, depending on time zones. So we'll enjoy the flight. We've got some weather we may or may not see. We've got the weather radar on. Yes. TCAS on. I'm going to go ahead, spread us out to 80 on both. This has terrain on it. Actually, right now it doesn't, but we have radar over here. All right, enjoy the flight, folks. And we're going to run some music, help y'all unwind from your busy days. And enjoy the flight. We got about an hour, 50 minutes or so to get to our destination, Frankfurt.
I need to fly that A346 again.
Yeah, that would be a good flight.
I don't think United has one of those though.
Yeah, pretty sure they don't. All right, just getting a little clip set up here for when we release this. Try a different overlay. All right.
So do you fly in VFR?
Am I flying VFR?
Yeah. What do you usually fly?
Usually I'm IFR. I follow roads.
So IFR high or low?
Wherever. Most of the time I file with instrument flight rules. But I am known to sometimes put it out there VFR.
So FAA IFR?
I guess, yeah.
Oh wow.
That way, if I end up in the clouds, they can't yell at me, even though it doesn't matter. I'm in a flight sim. But
Man, everything just changed.
what do you mean?
There's a lot of stuff on the screen.
For scenery?
No, a nav graph.
Oh,
High up.
I see where you're going now. Okay, so you're talking that map?
Yeah.
I'm on high IFR usually all the time. Now I know what you're talking about.
This is IFR too, but it's FAA IFR high. It's in the
That's
nav
just for
graph.
the US.
Yeah.
I use the IFR high because that's worldwide. So what they did is they took the en route charts just in the US and kind of merge them. Every now and then you can see where they're not perfect, but you know, that's what they do. But it does not apply to Germany or Japan or Australia, just the US. Now, if you do the others, I don't know what auto means, but low IFR, that's just different types of charts. When you fly into lower realms of the instrument world, that would be like your turboprops, maybe light corporate jets, and your small planes flying in IFR conditions. High is a lot of your corporate jets, almost all airline jetliners, and cargo and all of that. VFR is just that. It's going to look like a sectional. And US sectionals are, I don't know if they're the same worldwide or not. But, and now it's dark.
Like, what do you have all your, like, layers set up. Do you have all your layers set up
Here.
in the nav graph?
That way I can be guided. All right, there it is on screen. So here's how I'm set up on my map. Here's my layers. Which I probably could tune some of the waypoints. Airspace I have turned on. Airport map layers.
Okay.
And show base map layers. What that all means, I don't remember. I just kept it there and never change it. And right now, there is no center over Frankfurt, although Paris came up. So we'll have to deal with them if they stay up. It's quite busy right now in Europe. Did that help?
Because I know, like, when Melvin does, like, the GA's plane stuff, like, they do, like, FAA.
Yep, they'll be on sectionals then.
Then it seems like it's all, like, airspace.
Well, yeah,
stuff.
sectionals are different. Let me show you what one looks like, and I can use it here. Are you on the stream right now?
Of course.
Okay. Let me get over to the US. This is my territory. See how that, well, let me go take that off. So it looks like a sectional map. Not the greatest image of one, but it is to the most part.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what they would do. But me, I prefer instrument high. And the further out you get, the least, you know, stuff falls off. Let me get back. You know what? That isn't too bright.
I'm surprised you don't put on dark mode.
I usually do. That's what I was experimenting with. That's not too bad. All right, so the German centers are starting to come down. A lot of action, as you can see over there in Europe. Usually, and there's probably a lot of people going, wish they would have stayed up. I've had that before in Frankfurt. Oh, man, people need to sleep too. So. All right, we are down to an hour and a half. Whew. So, hope you enjoy the flight. You know, I'm going to try it again. My only heartbreak with Toliss And it's probably user error one more time. These lights are too bright. Even at 70 or down as low as I went. So of all the complaints I may have, that would probably be one of them, but let's try.
That thing you're using on your stream, is that from Elevatex? Or is
Yep,
that from
Elevatex. Hey,
Mine
there.
doesn't look like that.
You have to, are you on their Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. They had a post. There's two different ones. There's
the long one?
There's
or the
one
wide
like
one?
I used to use, the long one. Then the two new ones are this one, and then another one with this in the center, and then wings on it with more information.
What's the is it under in the Discord?
Yeah, hang on a second. Come on, drop. Thank you. Well, that'll have to make them happy. Okay, let me get that answer for you, sir. Where is Discord? There it is. Elevatec. If you go to announcements, I think it's right at the top. You're going to come into beta and the last three numbers, 103 out now. Go up a couple announcements and then you'll see them. And they have pictures. Well, they obviously came up because the websites are in there. Did you find it?
No, not yet.
You found announcements, right?
Yeah.
Are you all the way at the bottom with the latest?
Yeah, do I need to go all the way up?
Just work your way up slowly. It's about 3 or 4, maybe 5 up.
I think I went up to. I'll look for it after I landed.
You landed? Okay.
No, so I'll look after it after I'm about ready to land.
Oh my goodness.
I don't want to miss my airport again.
All right, Copenhagen. Yep.
Oh, there it is. I found it. Yeah, I think that's the old one.
Yeah, but you can click the links to see which one you like.
I like the one that you're using because everything's there and
I put it, the link for what I'm using in your DM.
Sweet. Thank you.
All right, so we are coming over DGO VOR, about ready to make another turn towards the northwest. Headed for Frankfurt, about an hour and 20 minutes out. Now you see why I'm not a big fan of night flying. Now, the positive side, yeah, you can see airports a little better. Find them a little easier. Downside, you can't see the outside when you want to go to the outside. So that's why you find a lot of, when I'm here in night operations here at Europe, I'll be usually backing the clock up. But right now, about an hour and 30 minutes out. All right. Well, folks, enjoy the music. I need to go grab something to drink, and we'll be right back. Stretch my chicken legs. I highly suggest those of you that have been seated for the whole almost 5-hour stream, do so. But hey, come back, because in an hour and 30-ish minutes, we'll be on approach to Frankfurt. Be right back.
How bad was my landing this time? Minus 374. Ouch. Made it though.
All right, we're back with you folks. We're passing a storm. I was looking out the window, seeing if we could see it. I guess not. Hopefully with XP12.2.1 that will become a thing, because it really is only 20 miles really off the wing, so you would think you could see it. Daytime we probably would. Ooh, nice sky. Nighttime looks good in X-Plane. Hopefully you all can see it as well. Wow. Good old Starfield in the background. Looking at it on OBS, I'm like, I don't know if you all are seeing this or not. But it's also a much smaller screen. All right, we are 1 hour roughly. Actually, make that an hour and 10 minutes from Frankfurt. And that's really about the last bit of rain. Let me bring well, let me see. Is Elevatech the best for this or SIM Toolkit? Yeah, they're about the same. So there you, that's what we were kind of seeing. Probably this here. The bigger batch is well out of range. So you can see Paris online here. And they are showing us still a little over an hour out.
I literally used all that runway.
Hey, you got on the ground, you're in, get in the gate and kick them off. Which runway did you land on?
22. So I had an RNAV runway.
Oh, let's see here. Punta Gata. Well, let's see here. You came in on 2-2.
Yes, sir.
Well, you had 70, almost 7,200 feet of runway.
And I used every bit of it.
So, you know, to your credit there.
I had those reverses all the way up.
Really? What'd you set your brakes at?
Oh, well.
Oh, you should have been on at least medium, if not max. Don't forget when you were in Toliss, right?
It won't let me put on max anymore. I can only use low or medium.
Okay. Don't forget when you're in Toliss, you've got the landing predictor. You can fill in this information, or it will be filled in whatever METAR you have here, and then hit compute. It'll tell you what to set.
Yeah, but see, I can't fly like you, Mike.
What do you mean?
I mean, you're more knowledge than I am. Like,
That's what it's there
especially when
for.
it comes to McDo.
That's not the McDo.
You got programming in the McDo, right?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, but it's not hard. Most of the information is right there, and all you got to do is click on the FMS, which pilots wish they could do this, and then put it next to the EFB and start putting the information in. Copy, you know, you can't copy paste, but you can transfer it pretty easy. And then you can figure out what your distances are. We got a 13,000 foot runway we're staring down. So, plus normally in Frankfurt, hang on a second. We end up having to cross, well, we're going to be going to Terminal 1. I've never done that, so I'm kind of curious how they're going to, depends where I come off at, if tower is still there, how they're going to want me to cross. But a lot of times I end up crossing down here, do I have this up? No, I don't. A lot of times I end up crossing at like Lima, what is that? Doggone it. Mike 8 and heading here, but Lufthansa is going to want me probably in here or somewhere here. Unless they're not there, then I can choose where I want to go. Or they're going to put me in the outfield out here along with these. No, it does not look like there is anything online in Frankfurt right now. But we've got center coming up. They're on 128.15. Just go ahead. We'll go ahead, get that set up.
I need to make this thing bigger.
Really? We don't have a center? Liar, liar, pants on fire here. Wonder if they're about to drop. Wow, I'm even showing LFPG tower and it's not showing up on XPilot. Let's check something. Yeah, there's no controllers. Oh, that's approach. Whoa. That's a lot of territory. I would have swore that's a center. Well, we'll find out. Oh, wait, there it is. It just came up. Holy mackerel. And Paris approach. Paris Tower. Why do they take so long? Wow. I was going, that has to be a center. I forgot how to put the weather back in here. Doggone it. I forgot how to do this. Oh well, worry about it another day. All right, we're going to speed her up to what the flight plan calls. Now, why the airplane didn't match, I don't know. But the flight plan called for Mach 7.8 with a cost index. Where's our cost index? $35. Yeah, don't know why it didn't punch it in right. But anyway, we are on our way, just kind of enjoying the music with you all. About 52 minutes out. All right, folks, enjoy the music. We'll kind of kick back, relax this last rough hour into Frankfurt and let you all kind of chill, unwind from your Mondays, and kind of set your mind on Tuesday.
I wonder what's going to change in the radars.
Don't know. Time will tell, though. Well, my guess is it changes first in the default aircraft. And then the developers will have to get their updates out when they get them updated to be able to handle it.
Like, are you going to be able to see terrain plus weather?
What's that mean? Oh, on the same
At the
gauge?
same- Yeah.
I don't know. Really don't know.
That'd be pretty cool and scary at the same time.
Well, I think most fighters, new generation fighters, can do that. But airliners, I don't know. I think they can. But I don't know, because when I look here at Airbus, we've got a terrain switch, but we don't have a switch for weather on, weather off, other than on the radar. So I don't know.
So, like, if you go down on your screen, like where your bottom switches are,
Oh, down here?
keep going more. So, like, you see that to your, like, the bottom by your seat.
You're talking about the radar panel here?
Yeah, there should be one that says WX plus T, and I
Yeah.
wonder if that means split terrain.
Turbulence.
Oh,
Radar plus turbulence. Because the next line up is turbulence. Now, the one I'm curious to what you were just saying is map. Because when I've seen that in other sims, particularly BMS or DCS, you can actually see like your terrain radar and the coastline and all of that.
yeah.
So I'm kind of curious how that will all work out with it. But, you know, I'm not going to speculate. I don't know what they have in store for us besides Dubai Airport. Not my first guess, not my first choice, but it'll be cool. I think there's more enhancements they could have done, and I may be, to each of the other ones that they've specialized in. More fine-tuning at St. Bart's, more getting it together, Saba and all of that. Along with St. Louis, you know, what they originally came out with, St. Louis, Chicago, getting those more, you know, filled in. But hey, I'm not going to complain because They did a real good job, at least putting the arch in.
Not so that they're washed out.
Yeah. That would be nice too if they would update the airport, but St. Louis is so low on the major airport scale now. There's a whole bunch ahead of it that I would do. Denver, Dallas, Phoenix,
I mean,
Seattle, Portland.
does it look foggy in real life?
What do you mean? That washout? Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. Now, I've never sat in a cockpit and tried landing there. But even Philadelphia has it. So that's something that either needs to be addressed by Starflies or they need to tell us what we need to adjust. Will they? I don't know. All right. Since we don't have ATC anymore there, we're going to go ahead, plan our turn in. Worst case scenario that far out, if not quicker, for Frankfurt. I mean, they could have even done, you know, back to what we were talking about. Paris could have been updated even more. So, oh well, like I said, I don't work for them. And secondly, I wouldn't even know how to tell them what they need to do. Oh, and we didn't even look for balloons. Dang it. I don't have them turned on, so chances would have been 0 back in Stewart International. Am I in Paris yet? Oh, they went down. Okay, so the chances of switching over to Paris Center are 0. Oh boy. Yep, everybody's starting to hit the rack or call it, you know, settle down for the night, settle in for the night. Their Tuesday is looming quicker than ours. All right, let me look at IMCOM. We need to be passing IMCOM at 21,000. So, looking at 17, about 60 miles out, we start our top of descent. So we're about 107 miles from what the FMC says is our top of descent, I think. Is that one of our en route descents? I think it is. Yeah, we're going to come down to 34,000. Yeah, we'll follow suit.
Is your plane turning?
Nope.
Okay, because it.
No, sir, we're not turning. PFD is straight up and down. All right, we're going to make that drop to, where is, oh, where were we supposed to? Okay, so drop to 34, and then our next drop will be 1,000 feet, and then we'll be into the descent. All right, next one will be 1,000 feet of VALEK down, and then 23,000 at NIVNU. Just a nice, easy, gentle drop into 34,000. "33 minutes out." Well, give or take 10 or 20. Depends how long it takes to fly the approach.
Traffic of traffic, flight 0301 with runway 09 left inside.
Here we come into 34,000. We'll take this for a few miles and then we'll drop to 33,000. 160 miles. How far is it right now? Got about 370 miles to Frankfurt. I figured out the weather on here. There we go. Kind of like that one better. Okay. Remembered now how to do that. Now I just got to learn how to put this up on the screen, and that being VATSIM radar, so you all can kind of get an idea where we are. But I'm glad to have you aboard. Thank you. Welcome to Flying with Mike. I've been in the flight sim biz for about well, since about 1999, 2000 time frame. Flying everything from, I believe it started with 98, but it might have been 2000, 2002 Century of Flight. I still believe is one of the best sims that company put out. FSX, which had a lot of problems, but once you got a system, it wasn't that bad. It's just mine ran out of memory, not because of it, but because of other things that, yeah, it happens. We switched to X-Plane in 2020 because, quite frankly, what 2020 looked like, whoa, I'll stick and just flat out loved what I saw on X-Plane. This aircraft, well, not this one, but we flew the Level Up, which is free, but the Zebo, which is free. Just amazing, high quality aircraft, PMDG, if not better quality, for free. Sold me right there, and haven't left, won't leave. It's going to take a lot for me to leave X-Plane. Switched into X-Plane 12 with them, and just amazed at every update they come out with, and looking forward to 3.0 here whenever. So welcome aboard. We've been streaming for about 5 years. At the same time, we've been putting videos up on YouTube for about 3 to 4 years, and I really hope y'all enjoy. If you are watching us on YouTube, just, you know, and want to see this live and are available at around the 1600 Zulu time frame. Now, just to give you a ballpark what that means, that's 11 o'clock right now, Daylight Central Time, US. So you do the math for your time zones. If you're available, we'd love to have you aboard during the week, during our streams. We stream Mondays and Fridays. Those are pretty much guaranteed unless things come up that we need to take care of. Every now and then we're able to come up on Sundays and through the week, but I don't put that out as a guarantee we can make that. So, but definitely we try to make Monday and Friday out here for streams, at least one, if not two. So welcome aboard. Thank you. And if you're new, smash that follow button here on Twitch. And if you're new on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Both are free. They basically just let you know, one, when we're going live on Twitch, and on YouTube, it lets you know when a video has been posted. So again, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Hope you enjoy. If you have flight requests, our Discord channel is probably the best in getting it out there. I may catch it here in Twitch. If you're on YouTube, throw it in the comments. I'll look at it, let you know when and what we've got planned for it. We just got done completing, well, we're at Saba. We need to get back to St. Martin. There's this little thing called Hurricane Aaron in the way. It should be out of the way here soon. So we fly a whole complement of aircraft in different areas, as you can tell. So thank you. Thank you so much. Currently, we stand about 22 minutes out. We are about 100 miles from our next intended descent. Let me take a look at that a little bit more. All right, top of descent now stands at 100 miles out. That is for Frankfurt. There was another 2 steps in between there that I guess have kind of not happened or weren't programmed in from SimBrief, which is perfectly fine. Also, let me put this out there. Any of you familiar with the ACARS CPDLC system of Toliss? I would love to learn. And also, feel free to tell me, is it worth even trying to log in? Because, quite frankly, I don't see many people using it. I see it on the hobby side, but I don't see it in use on VATSIM, because I know they fought tooth and nail to get out of the text world and into voice. Now we have this great tool, and they don't want to go back to text. So I would think. Now, I know Europe uses it more than the US will ever dream of using it. So just curious. Lastly, before top of descent, we are on a flight that I have come up with as a complement to the TV show here in the U.S. called The Amazing Race, where several teams race around the world. This last season went to Hong Kong, Osaka, Bali, Dubai, Sofia, Naples, Strasbourg, and then over to Porto, Portugal. We try to only retrace that, each destination getting to it from the last. We are now en route Frankfurt on that amazing race, which was the start of the last leg, meaning they would travel to Frankfurt. We're going to switch into the 747-200 Clipper in a couple days or weeks, and then travel from Miami to Miami from Frankfurt on Clipper. Pan Am, if you're not familiar with it. And you may not be familiar with Pan Am. I should be careful there. They've been out of business quite a while. So, very iconic airline, but they have been a bygone airline for better part of almost 40 years now. So, anyway, great show. If you get a chance to watch some of the episodes, you will. It draws you in. If you're like me, a travel junkie, I live because I know I'll never visit the places they go. And they even say that. I would have never seen what we've seen without this. So, that's what we're doing. And like I said, we're in part 1 of a 2-leg hop over to Miami, just like they did in the end. 3 teams were at this point. I think they started with like 12 to 18. I don't know how many teams, but each episode they lose a team of 2, and now we're down to 3. So anyway, glad to have you aboard. A rare night flight on Flying with Mike. I don't like it because if I go outside the plane, you can't see the plane. All you can see it from is here, and there isn't much to see. And here. That's why I prefer more daylight flying. Now, a positive to nighttime flying is you can see the airports usually a little further out. All right. That's not an always given. Sometimes they are still hard to find. So, all right, welcome aboard. Enjoy the flight. We got about 20 minutes to Frankfurt, and we're about to start our final descent in about 60 or so miles. All right, now the nice thing about flying in the summer, most of the time it's clear skies, unless you're in the Midwest, where actually today is actually a pretty good day. Usually we have thunderstorms that have built up because of the heat of the day here in St. Louis, but it doesn't look so today. Although I think it's Tuesday night, Wednesday, we're supposed to get an increase in chances as supposedly it's going to cool off. We're looking forward to that. And I understand there's a pretty substantial heat wave going on in parts of Europe too. So we feel your pain here in the States. All right, 1 or 2 more songs and we'll bring it in. See how you can see airports a lot easier. The lights do help. I'm not even sure which one that is, but let's see if I can't track it down. Nope. Not easily. Nope, I can't find it. That's okay. All right, there's the top of descent on the nav display, about 30-ish miles out, maybe closer to 20. And that means, it did have the step. All right. I'm not going to worry about it. Where was the secondary step at? VALEK, NIVNU. Okay, so we're about to fly over Luxembourg. All right, there we are at 33, and we've got a short run, 17 miles till we start the descent to be between 24,000 and 21,000 at IMCOM. At ATC is when we're going to start that descent. And we're going to kick the seatbelt light on the whole 9 yards because that'll be our final descent.
Have a good one. I'm off tonight, Mike.
Hey, have a good one, sir.
You too.
Ciao. All right, we're starting our final descent. All right, we are into our final descent. Frankfurt is about 10 minutes out. I've already put a prediction in. Feel free, I'm just giving the landing info out so our people can start buckling up and have a time for you all to make your predictions till we get on the ground. Thanks for flying with Mike. We sure appreciate y'all. I know it's getting late out there, both just now starting to heat up here in the US, but I hope y'all enjoyed. We've had a fantastic day of flying, and now we're just trying to get her into Frankfurt. All right, let's take her on down into the 13,000 foot range. And then we'll work it out from there. And that'll be perfect. There we go. Again, one last look at what we got planned into Frankfurt. We are descending on the IMCOM 2 arrival. Ramor at 13,000, and then we work our way out to 623, work our way back. Now, I hope to turn in early for the ILS. I don't see anyone particular right now. Doesn't mean much. We'll see how it goes. But again, if you want to put a prediction in, it's ! predict space and a negative number. If you're new to the channel, as always, we ask and hope that you'll hit follow. If you're new on YouTube, granted, not live, but we thank you for watching, and hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you join in. Hitting follow in Twitch will give you notification via email when we go live. In YouTube, subscribe will give you notification when we post a video. Both are free. Okay, transition level today is 6,000 feet in the Frankfurt area. By the way, if you're flying in Europe, if an ATIS is available, read it, adhere to it. Those transition levels change. In Germany especially, what's here in Frankfurt could be different in Munich, could be different in Dusseldorf, which, by the way, is our alternate, or Cologne, Berlin. They could all be different. Now, most of the time you're going to find the transition levels by country, but Germany and a couple of others, and I can't remember off the top of my head, it's by city. So pay really close attention, and you'll only get those that are different than the chart when there's ATC. So you can go by what's charted. I think it's 7,000 what's charted here, or 5,000, one of the two. I can't I'll find out real quick. And usually it'll say by ATC. Let me go to here. Usually is 5,000. Transition level by ATC, altitude 5,000. So either way, you'll be fine, because no one's controlling and they're trying to keep everyone on their scope easier to figure out what their altitude, who's gonna hit who is basically the main reason behind it. It just makes it a lot easier. The US does it at 18,000, plus most of North America. Not all of it, but most of it, including many of the Caribbean. But always check, especially with ATC. All right, we're coming into Ramor, which is Ramob, my bad, 13,000 feet. And I don't have a speed restriction there. So we'll just keep going. And we're going to be killing the music here soon. I meant to kill it after the last song, but oh well. We'll live. All right, we're leveling off. I believe the lights in the distance could be Frankfurt International. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, folks. Heard the granddaughter, had to go say hello to her. There's Frankfurt. All right, I am looking for traffic there. Got one inbound. But I don't oh, there's one on the ground, a couple on the ground, a bunch on the ground, never mind. All right. Oh, I didn't know there was an airport right here. What is that one? That's Wiesbaden? Holy mackerel. All right, we're going to begin our descent here. Once we turn, we're going to start down to 6,000. I did not know Wiesbaden was that close. Granted, it's an airbase closed, but I'm sure they use it for Germany. All right, finally, kind of, sort of got the music. All right, we are at Frankfurt. Now we just got to work our way through some very congested traffic. She's a year and a half old, and it's fun to watch what they learn. Oh, doggone it.
Frankfurt traffic, die Lufthansa to Juliet, 4 miles west of E plus, joining the RMP X-ray runway 07 right.
All right, we're on the descent. Let's reset. 2020 Zulu. I don't think that's even close. Nope. All right, we are currently showing 030 at 7, temperature 20.
Rate you 0 out of 5.
Dry 1016. Okay, compute. We'll go low on the brakes. Uh, 1016. A temperature 20. 030. Diagonal 7. 200. All right, let's do it. We got our McDo set up. What's our approach speed going to be? 32. All right, we're going to start down to 9,000. 635. Okay, we're trying to get a lot of things accomplished here kind of quickly.
Frankfurt traffic, die Lufthansa 2, Juliet, short final, runway 07 right.
Gute Landung, Lars.
Dankeschön.
All right, we are descending. We're going to plan at about, I think it was 652 when we're, or no, 670. So that would be, let me get my map zoomed in.
6 November Whiskey is taxing to runway 07 center via November 4 and Lima.
641 will make the turn for the ILS. Only thing concerning me right now is why is it not showing up? Okay, is that our ILS? IFSC 1095. Yeah, that's it. I don't know why it's. Oh, I know why. I know why. Okay, back to performance. That's because we haven't turned on landing and constraints. There we go.
Kleines Bounce war drin, aber ich glaube, das war der Phoenix.
A bouncy landing on the Phoenix is normal.
traffic to Lufthansa 2 Juliet. Crossing runway 2 past center at my gate.
Frankfurt traffic Lufthansa 8 Yankee, Yankee Gate Alpha 40, we are pushing back area 6, November 7.
Ach, du bist das, Paul. Das hatte ich gar nicht gecheckt. Dann einen guten Flug an die Lufthansa 8 Yankee Yankee.
Danke.
Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 11 or 1179, initial fix 7 right. Okay, we're on glide slope on localizer. We'll carry 180 for a little longer. Speed brakes armed. Let's get up here, let the cabin know. We are on final approach. Okay, flaps are full. We don't have the gear yet. Gear coming down. 7 miles out. Cabin's ready, spoilers armed, gear down, flaps full, cleared to land, brakes low.
Lufthansa 6 November Whiskey, landing up runway 07 center and take out runway 07 center. 2000.
And Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 1179, 5 mile final for 7 right.
For a little wave to Lufthansa 8 Yankee Yankee out of the window.
Frankfurt traffic 5 miles out, Lufthansa 1179. Right down the runway the wind is. That's my favorite one. I always screw up with it. Getting a little low, pull up a little.
Frankfurt traffic. Charter's on 332, push back, stand Echo 2 facing west on area 2.
1000.
Frankfurt traffic on the 3 Mike Charlie, expecting the ILS Zulu runway 07 left, inbound waypoint Delta Foxtrot 640. And correction, my call sign is Condor 8 Victor Echo.
Frankfurt traffic Lufthansa 8 Yankee, Yankee taxi on point 7 center by November 7 link 5 November 8 Lima Lima 17 Frankfurt.
300 above.
Okay, we'll be landing.
Minimum. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 1179. Vacated 7 right onto Mike. Okay, radars are off. APU can be started. Okay, Mike 10. We'll go ahead cross. Lufthansa 1179 crossing 7 center, Mike 10.
Frankfurt traffic, German cargo 174 heavy on 37 right, 10 miles, speed 180 till 6 for German cargo.
And Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 1179 off 7 center to the gate.
Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 8 Yankee landing of departing 7 center, Maroon 6 echo departure.
Frankfurt traffic, China 7470, we're going to be pushing west area 2, gate echo 6 after the Lufthansa A346 has passed. Frankfurt traffic, Condor 8 Victor Echo, you're intercepting the localizer for runway 07 left.
Frankfurt traffic, German cargo 174, short final 07 right.
Frankfurt traffic on the 8 Victor Echo on 15 miles final 07 left.
Sorry about that, folks.
Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 52 Hotel joining final flyless 07 right, Frankfurt.
All right, we're in the gate. All right, finally. All right, close this out. Oh, I did something wrong. Hang on. All right, we're in the gate. Let's go quickly through the shutdown here, make sure I didn't miss anything. Ground, engine mode normal, flaps up, APUs on, brake fan, and all radars off. All right, we can shut down. Oh, wait. Shutting one engine down. Bleed. Engine 2.
332 lining up in the paddock, runway 7 center, mirroring 2000.
Meow. Frankfurt traffic, China Southern 470, going to be taxiing November, Lima, runway 07 center, Frankfurt. Okay.
All right, we are in, and we'll see how we did out here. All right. From the stand here, we're looking as the trucks begin to arrive. I'm going to go ahead and, if you don't mind, all right, there we go. Get some of the caterers in here. All right, let's take a look at this real quick, shall we? Let me first get rid of this. All right, we are on the ground. Sim toolkit, PyRep filed. What did we do? .430 feet per minute. Ugh. All right. Well, it is what it is. Can't change it, undo it, or anything like that. We arrived gate A11 and completing. Okay, so 420 feet, 128 knots, 1.5 Gs. Hey, I'm not going to complain. Great flight, great time. It was just so enjoyable. So elevate. Oh, you guys didn't see that. So hang on.
Frankfurt traffic, Condor 8 Victor Echo 7 left is vacated.
What's the call sign?
8 Victor Echo.
Okay.
Okay, elevate tech once more so you all can see it. Great flight. Looks like we flew 2 hours, 30 minutes, 420 feet a minute, and 128 knots.
Frankfurt traffic, Condor 8 Victor Echo 7 left is vacated. What's the call sign? 8 Victor Echo. Okay.
Okay, elevate tech once more so you all can see it. Great flight. Looks like we flew 2 hours, 30 minutes, 420 feet a minute, and 128 knots. Now let's bring some toolkit in here. Day 2 at about the 440 mark. Let's go ahead, close it out, and we're going to wrap this up here.
Frankfurt traffic, Lufthansa 786 departing 077 run to Delta.
View details. 2 hour, 50-minute flight, 892 miles, 5,200 kilograms. Not bad. Not like our first approach and landing, but, you know, can't always have the great landings. However, looking at us here, we were supposed to again land on the center, according to Sim Toolkit. However, the ATIS and all said 7 right. So, how can you tell how far? Each hash marks 500 feet down the runway, 5, 10, 15, just shy of 2,500 feet. And looking at it, pretty much within 10 feet either side of the center line. Not bad in that realm. Where it was, we got a good pitch, 440 and 128. So overall, not a bad flight at all. All right, well, we are going to wrap things up here, folks. It was a fantastic day of flying. For those of you that were on Twitch, we started at Scott Air Force Base, flew to Stewart Air National Guard Base. Then we flew from Porto, Portugal to Frankfurt as part of our amazing race final leg. We've flown several legs in this. Hong Kong to Osaka, Osaka to Bali, Bali to Dubai, Dubai to Bulgaria, Sofia to be exact, Sofia over to Naples, Naples up to Strasbourg, France, over to Porto. Now, The Amazing Race is a TV show here in the States. I am just recreating the flying portion between legs. Now, technically, the leg to Strasbourg went via Frankfurt, then by train to Strasbourg. We went direct. The final leg, which is what we're in right now, is a 2-flight for us from Porto over to Frankfurt, and then sometime here in the near future, Frankfurt to Miami. At this point in the TV show, 3 people or 3 teams were in the running for the $1 million. So we're just kind of recreating that. So I hope you've enjoyed the series. We got one more flight in the series, but we got many more flights in flying with Mike. So I hope you all have a great week. If we are up to it, we will try to get a stream in during the week. A lot of times I'm not. But if we do have it in us, we will get up here and stream. Otherwise, look for us on Friday, unless something I don't know about pops up, and I'll let you know with plenty of warning. All right, thanks again. Hey, thanks to Jürgen Jacobson for the follow and a subscription via Prime. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you. We had Duluth Fly along. We had Original Godspeed. Just a flat-out wonderful day of flying. We'll catch you again, hope for most part on Friday. Don't know what it'll be, but God bless you all. Y'all have a fantastic week. We'll see you Friday.